everybody, and welcome to Sunsplash Bill Ball Stadium here at Exeter, New Hampshire. I'm Tom King along with Rich McDonough. We are here for the Division I State Championship Boys Lacrosse game between Bishop Guertin and Pinkerton Academy. And Rich, I said to Chris Cameron the other night, I said, well, it seems like old times, but it's not really old times.
Not at all.
No, because the Guertin-Pinkerton rivalry was one of the best rivalries in lacrosse, but in 2019, that was the last time a Guertin team lost to an in-state rival, and that was in the championship game when the Astros program has taken a little bit of a step back. Now they've built it back up. They upset Exeter in the semifinals, and here they are. But the flip side is they lost to Bishop Guertin 16-6 during the regular season. And you know what? It always used to be whoever won that regular season game lost in a championship game. I don't think that's going to be the case
Different
today.
DNA.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this Guertin team has gone up. Pinkerton's taken a couple steps back, but they are here to their credit and should be fun.
Should be. I think this is the 12th time these two clubs have met in the D1 final.
I believe it's I think I counted. This is the 11th.
11th?
I was
okay.
one. I had 11. Maybe it is 12, but I had 11.
And Pinkerton last won, 18 and 19?
Yeah, they won the last two. They've won 4 of them. Bishop Guertin's won 6.
Right, and then BG's gone on a tear since post-COVID.
Right.
And they're 17-3 coming into this game.
And all 3 losses out of state. So.
Right. Massachusetts, 2 teams, and Staples of Connecticut in overtime.
And here we go. Cole Frank, the face-off man for Pinkerton, loses that time, and there's a whistle. We'll see what the call is.
This is going to be really important.
Go BG's way.
I coached Cole Frank in his travel team, the Tomahawks.
Yep.
Great kid, headed to Lehigh. He went 24-29 at the face-off dot the other day.
That's the misnomer, because they dominated face-offs in the regular season game, but Guertin won by 10.
Right.
Pinkerton couldn't hold on to the ball.
Well, he was dominant, but they got a lot of 50-50 balls.
Right. Right.
But right out of the gate,
they win the face-off,
yeah.
and you just cannot give Guertin that many possessions
now,
in a
the
game.
sophomore Paulo Vasquez has done a great job this season making himself better at the face.
Yeah.
He's going to need it all today, Tom.
No doubt about it.
All right, down carrying the ball is Aiden Lorendo. He's headed to Merrimack. He's at the X, and that's the area behind the goal there.
There's a theory. Jason Sternesty, the principal of Bishop Guertin, says the championship games are always going to be closer. So we'll see if that theory's put to the test in today's game.
And there, right out of the gate, there's Connor Bouvier with a bomb.
A Bouvier bomb.
13 yards out. That was awesome.
Yep.
Picked the high side. And LeBlanc is a good goalie, Tom. I watched him play the other day. He had 10 saves on a 12-goal day that Exeter had, but his saves, the quality were fantastic.
And I think, from what I had been told the other night, that Pinkerton is without one of their best players.
Yeah, that's
is it Gallo?
Joey
Gallo. Who got
twisted
hurt.
his knee at the end of the first half.
Non-contact injury in the semifinals.
Well, and there goes Frank.
That's a big loss, but there's Frank. Frank scored 2 goals against Bishop Guertin the first time they played.
Right. I covered that semifinal day the other day for.
I was here for the Guertin game, but not for the.
That was a war.
When I pulled in, Rich, I saw Exeter kids in front of the school hugging each other. I said, "Oh, that's not a good sign for Exeter."
So I'm looking at one of the keys to today, and you brought up that Gallo got hurt. Is who's going to step up? He's a good senior leader, and he's having a good game.
They're going to need somebody, and this is a school. It doesn't really affect this game, but this is a school that came off a tough emotional loss last night in the Division I baseball game. They had a 3-1 lead going into the bottom of the 8th inning, which is an extra inning in high school, and they gave up 3 runs to lose it to Londonderry, their arch rival.
Well, I'll tell you, Pinkerton's got good attack, and they're going to need them to step up. But right on cue.
Shot and a save.
Yeah, that was Ryan Lynch, who's a senior attacker for Pinkerton, and Zach Connerty, who's a senior goalie for the Cardinals, was all over it. He's going to VMI.
Yeah, Connerty and goal. Will Murphy had the bulk of the goaltending duties the other night.
Yep.
So they
also
go with
headed
Connerty.
to D1.
Yep.
And I've coached him too. I'm an old goalie, as you remember.
That's right.
Yep.
And he was able to play that low shot. So Pinkerton comes up empty, and in the first quarter with their first possession, now Guertin has a chance to take a 2-goal lead.
One thing they got to watch, I talked to Coach Gaudreau about this. They took a lot of long shots, which gave Exeter goalie a lot of time to look at it. And that's almost as good as a turnover. There's a good feed to Connor Gabor. That actually had some spin on it.
It did, but I didn't think that was a good shot. He didn't have much of an angle. He had only one area that he could hit, and that was the upper left corner from our view of the goal. If he didn't hit that, he wasn't going to get it.
All right, BG starts in the 1-3 with the ball at X, and Connor Bouvier goes down to the crease area. Look at that cut, B2B.
Little backdoor action.
Knocked down in there inside. I don't know if LeBlanc got a piece of it or a defender got a piece of it.
Well, he tried a quick reversal with his stick. It was almost like a backhand pass in basketball.
Yeah.
He tried the reversal with his stick but didn't get it.
Thought it was unnecessary since he's a great lefty.
No kidding. Should have just turned and faced him. We got a flag down.
Well, BG's a good riding team, and starting with Leeds on defense, Pinkerton's got to have a good clearing day. And all-important possession, Tom. How much of the law?
10-10.
10-10 in lacrosse, for sure.
That was Merrimack's problem the other night. They could not clear the ball. Their goalie played pretty well early in the game and just made a couple saves, but they weren't able to clear the ball against Guertin.
That freshman goalie for the Tomahawks is quite good. That's a good shot on the run by Michael Uber. But Connerty's all there, and we'll get the call from the officials. Yeah, we got a slashing call on
14, I think.
13.
13, yep.
That's Finn Moran, who's also going to D1 Siena. Tom, BG has 10
area?
guys going to D1.
Well, they got 6 All-Americans and 12 All-Staters. So
remarkable.
This is I've got to ask, after the game, where this team ranks and what Chris Cameron has had.
All right, so that's a slashing call on Moran. That's a 1-minute penalty. Everybody is above GLE, otherwise known as goal line extended.
And the penalty is being kept on the scoreboard to our right, not on the left, the big board. It's on the smaller board to the right.
And we're under 30 on the penalty, and they finally get into some sort of motion here.
But you know what? This is the way to play BG is. I mean, I think,
that rocked it off the pipe.
Sure did. And let's see who gets possession.
Yeah,
Pinkerton will
Pinkerton's
keep it.
got it.
Right. But the thing is, Rich, I think with an explosive team like BG, you just want to keep the score down, right?
Yeah, that's why they're chewing up so much clock here.
Yeah, that's just it. But
there's
a ball.
There we go. We got a good look. Got a second one.
That was number 34 for Pinkerton with a hard shot and the man up, Ben Quintiliani.
Well, that's huge.
Quintiliani, yep.
Yeah, they used 55 of the 60-second slashing penalty.
And that is big. They took almost the amount of max time, which was huge for them. And now it's a tie game.
Well, I'll tell you, Quintiliani is a guy I ID'd as a man who's got to step up with Gallo hurt, and there you go. All right, that's a good carry and a really good goal. Absolutely a great goal by Uber.
Wow. There you go. Michael Uber.
He took a heavy, heavy check. He had a goal on 6 shots in the semifinals there, and he's got a goal on 2 shots already. So 7:09 in the first, and Pinkerton is up 2-1. And a lot of surprised BG fans on the sidelines here.
Well, it's early still. We're in the first quarter, 7:09, but it would be great to see a competitive game.
And back to the face-off dot we go with Mr. Frank, All-State, All-American. And again, headed to Lehigh for good reason.
But that's the thing, right? Guertin can't get in that situation where they trail and they turn it over.
That is an outstanding check by his Tomahawks teammate, Alex Dumont. Oh, and he sails one high.
And Pinkerton was behind, so they'll have possession. That's a bad turnover. 2 bad turnovers. But what I was going to say is, giving up face-offs to Pinkerton, fine. You're up 10-2, 10-3. Not when you're down in the game. That's the one way the Astros can do it, is if they hold the ball, have a lead, and win face-offs. They're 3 goals.
And who's going to win that race?
It's going to be
There's
Pinkerton.
Scala, who's come in unexpectedly because of that injury. He's a junior attacker.
And a timeout is being called.
That's a good timeout.
Yep.
That's a very good timeout by Coach Gaudreau.
6:31 to play, first quarter.
And they're going to have possession even on a botched clearing pass. All too important. You want to take whatever momentum you've established here early in the first 8 minutes, or 6 minutes, excuse me, and keep it going.
And I'm going to take advantage of that momentum and that timeout and go down and do my photo thing for this rest of the first quarter, a little bit early in the second quarter, and then I'll be back.
I'll miss you.
Make sure this is pointing toward your mouth.
I've had moments when it's been too loud. So.
Loud, I can turn your
No. All right, we're good. I'll keep an ear on it. Well, that's a great start for Pinkerton. When will this be watchable? I'm ready. All right, folks, welcome back to Bill Ball Stadium, our Division I New Hampshire boys final match. It's at the 6:31 minute mark of the first quarter. BG got the first goal of the game early on a Connor Bouvier goal. But since then, we've had a man-up goal by Pinkerton and then a real good goal by a midi, Michael Uber, who's a senior. There's 6 seniors on this team for Pinkerton. They've got to be steady because they are missing a senior, one of their real valuable players, who is Joey Gallo, who hurt his knee in the semifinal. So other people have to step in, next man up philosophy, and Coach Gaudreau has them on a good game plan that involves chewing some time, but don't pass up your opportunities. All right, Pinkerton starts with the ball as we get going post timeout, and we're under 6:30 in the first. Pinkerton up 2-1. Rich McDonough here on the call here with Tom King, left the booth. He's going down to take his photos for Nashua Telegraph. You can read all about it tomorrow. Low pass going to roll out of bounds on the far sidelines, and that'll be a turnover. One of my keys to the game here today was watch the unforced errors if you are Pinkerton. The Astros were sailing beautifully the other day, and I was thinking the only thing that would get in their way would be themselves, and they had a ton of turnovers. All right, BG clears easily. We're at the 6-minute even mark in the first. BG's looking to level things up at 2 as they get into their settled offense, typically flex into a 1-4-1 out of a 1-3. Brady Dumont is number 6 over there. He's got a cannon of a lefty. Same thing with Connor Bouvier. And Brady Dumont is going to Villanova with that 100-mile-an-hour shot. Another kid I coach, he's a great young man, and he really can bring it when he gets free. He's looking for his corners right now. Good 3-3 zone defense. We'll see a lot of that from Pinkerton, maybe the entire game. And that's the way to beat it, folks. Rise up while the heads are turned, and there is a great goal on a great feed, and number 22, Aiden Lorendo, capitalizes. He sneaked up, climbed the pocket from X behind the cage, and everybody was looking the other way, and he found a soft spot. Exeter did that several times with their good attackman, big, tall, rangy guy, and 5:26 left in the first quarter. It is now a 2-2 game. Back to the face-off X we go. Cole Frank doing battle with Paulo Vasquez. Frank gets the clamp, squirts out the backside, and he's won 3 in a row just like that. The only question is, do we put it on the turf and get possession? Frank gets off the field after doing a really good job on the clamp, and in for him for settled offense comes number 34, Ben Quintiliani, who is a real good sophomore. He had a goal on one shot the other day. They're playing the fake substitution game up there. Quintiliani uncorks one and closest to the ball at the moment the ball goes out of bounds. That is the rule. Doesn't matter if you're across and you're closest to the end line. Whoever is closest to the ball at the second the ball goes out of bounds gets possession. And Scala hanging that stick, capitalizing on it, is number 13. That's Finn Moran. We called him earlier on a penalty, but he does a nice trail check there, creates a 50-50 ball that ends up rolling out back line. Another turnover for the Pinkerton Astros, and back on the clear come the Cardinals. Pinkerton sinks back into a 3-3 soft ride, and picking his spots is the real good running number 33, Noah Guerrera, sophomore midi. All right, Coach Cameron getting his subs in. In comes Connor Hughes, number 16, their second line midi, and also joining him, Owen King, who's a freshman, but he's a real good-looking prospect. Connor Hughes, I said number 16, he's a senior, and he is headed to Bentley, which is a terrific team in D2 out of Northeast 10. They had themselves a real good year this year. Anyway, under 4 minutes are we? You get your second line midfield in. Number 11 is Micah Dunsmore. He's joining. He's down by the crease along with his second running mate there. Ooh, big lefty from the top side for Owen King. But Tyler LeBlanc is all over that one and gets a good outlet pass, and off come. And there's Scala handling the ball. Number 9 bangs it over to his running mate, Michael Uber, who had that nice goal to make it 2-1 earlier. He's carrying the ball now, beats his man, gets a high bounce. It goes high over Connerty, and giving chase in the back there, typically on offense, is an attackman, Brady Dumont. Sometimes on attack, you got to play. You're forced to go down the field, and he's an excellent athlete. And basically does a punt return clear for Coach Cameron. Gets it into settled offense, takes a hard check, and it looks like a slash. We'll see what happens on the call. Timmy Kiley is there on the rising above GLE, can't crank it with the right. Tyler LeBlanc is all over for the save, but we got a penalty coming. All right, it was Pinkerton was offsides, tempted to go after the attackman carrying the ball. That is sometimes too much to pass up. And Dumont, Brady Dumont, number 6, the Villanova-bound junior attacker with the big cannon, is coming off. He got roughed up there, and he's looking for some attention. Either that or he's looking for a break. It's real hot down on the field, folks. So we got a 30-second offside penalty at the 2:43 mark. This is Bishop Guertin's first time on the man up, sometimes called EMO or extra man, depending on what region of the country you're from. All right, BG's in a 1-4-1 to start, and they spin it around the perimeter, looking for Kiley, who bangs it back to Gabord at the top. He's at the point, and sneaking up is Caleb Young, number 5. He is a Stony Brook-bound junior, another kid I've coached, good kid, terrific student. He creeps in, he's got a big left. Ooh, he just picks the corner, can't find it. That was probably 2 inches over the corner there, but had it been on net, I think it was in the net, because LeBlanc couldn't get over there. Anyway, penalty is expired. We're at the 2:11 mark, and in comes the short stick defender for the Astros. That's number 19. That's Alec Henry, who's a junior midi, number 19, as I said. All right, 2 minutes even left in the first, and we're even at 2. Cardinals and the Pinkerton Astros in this D1 final today, renewing an old rivalry. They've had 11 or 12 championship bouts. Oh, what a great feed by Lorendo. Caleb Young can't find it, but the goalie, LeBlanc, squirts out of the back of the crease. And on the shot, he is the closest to the ball. So that's a real heads-up play by Tyler LeBlanc. He had some very fine saves the other day, and as a goaltender myself and a goalie coach, you got to admire it when they come up with those low, nasty saves and then some point-blank ones against Exeter. And that was a main reason Pinkerton are here today. All right, good clear, hard defending there by Alex Dumont, his brother. They force a long pass and a bad pass. Nice pickoff there by Robbie Canaway, number 35. And in the game again is Jacob Caron, another guy who's going to college. He's going to St. Anselm just up the road here, number 44. Ball rolls out, stays with the Cardinals, 1:09 in the first quarter, and still knotted up at 2-2. Probably the kind of game that Pinkerton's coach, Steve Gaudreau, would like to see, where it's low and manageable. They don't want to see Guertin get out to a running game on them, because Guertin can put up 20 in a hurry. Under minute now, are we? Bishop Guertin back into its favorite 1-4-1. You get your midfielders down near the crease, and then they elevate high. Now they flex out of it and go to a 1-3 and back to the 1-4. Big shot. Big righty hammer from Jacob Caron. But LeBlanc is all over it as the clock is down to 35 seconds. LeBlanc looking to clear after another nice save. He's got 3 or 4 already. And that was just too couldn't handle it on the clear there. You got to handle those passes. We don't have number 36 on the 26, excuse me, That's Cody Santamassimo. He's a good midfielder. He's got to be one of those guys who steps up today in the absence of Joey Gallo, who again, as we said, twisted his knee pretty badly at the end of the second quarter there in the semifinal. All right, we're under 3, 2, 1 and counting. And Pinkerton wasn't getting the message from coach. So that little miscue on offense there. We'll go back to the face-off X when we start the second quarter. Things are all knotted up at 2 here at Bill Ball Stadium. We'll see you on the other side of the break, folks. Thank you. All right, folks, welcome back to Bill Ball Stadium here. Rich McDonough for Nashua ETV. Tom King will be rejoining me in the booth soon. I'm here with Pete Johnson, our executive producer. And up on the roof today is Dylan Smith, another on-site producer, cameraman extraordinaire, and a good guy. So here we go to the second quarter. The teams switch ends. They do every quarter in lacrosse. And we're all-important face-off coming up. Cole Frank, number 8, who's an All-American and first-team All-Stater at the face-off X, and a really good guy bound for Lehigh. This time is facing up against Noah Zeman, number 29 this time. Frank won three face-offs in a row after seeding the first one. And his possession is able to get Pinkerton going. He beats Zeman there, but puts the ball on the turf, and a 50-50 ball scrap for it ensues, and Pinkerton comes up with it. That's Matt Fioli, who's a real good attackman. You can't do that, can't put it down low. There's good checking on the gloves there by BG, but better to back it out and possess the ball. They're going to play the miss here, are the Astros. And not keeping his head down is number 11, Ridge Crossman. You expect better out of a senior defender, but I mentioned him earlier. Cameron Leeds, number 1, plays real well at the pole position for the Astros, and he's got to be big today. And that certainly bailed his teammates out there. So Pinkerton gets the first full possession of the second quarter, deadlocked at 2 with the Cardinals. Again, as Tom King said earlier, BG dominated the first game when they won it 16-6, and it was more of a 50-50 battle at the face-off X. Frank won a lot of clamps, but they put a lot of checks on him and did the Cardinals and created loose balls and got possession off the scrap. All right, and back behind the cage at X comes Scala, the substitute attacker, and he elevates over GLE, beats his man, number 30's Chris Prangley, who's a senior midfielder, and that is a really good drive and finish by Adam Scala to make it 3-2 at the 10:42 minute mark in the second quarter. Can't dial it up any better than that. Props to Mr. Scala, who was pressed into duty and really doing a nice job. So back comes Cole Frank, number 8, at the face-off X. He's got all shorties in the game right now. You can put a long pole frequently on there, but Pinkerton chooses to go short, get their speed guys in there, and a 50-50 ball, put it on the ground, ensues, and that's what the Cardinals have lined up to limit Cole Frank. You can't beat him entirely, you just want to limit him. And that creates possession for the Cardinals in the all-important possession game, especially when you're down 3-2 in a low-scoring affair so far as we wind toward the 10-minute mark. There is no shot clock in boys and girls lacrosse. We've been watching a lot of lacrosse, college lacrosse. Women have a 90-second clock, and the men have an 80-second clock in college lacrosse. Not so at the high school level. Some people are calling for it, but too much to manage, too much officiating, and it probably wouldn't be a good move. And you can pick it up pretty quickly at the next level. And there is Brady Dumont with that rifle going high over LeBlanc, who's probably crossing himself right now. Sails out of bounds, and Layden Lorendo, number 22, closest to the end line there. BG retains possession after the big cannon from Brady Dumont. Now they go into a little bit of a two-man below GLE game, and a big Bouvier shot finds the back of the net, 9:25, and they lined Bouvier up right from the get-go there, had him elevate, And from the top of the left alley, Bouvier leaves no doubt. That was nothing but nylon there. 3-3 at 9:25. Back to the X come Mr. Frank and number 26, Paulo Vasquez, the good sophomore for the Cardinals. And the Astros go short sticks at the wings again. Instead of having a pole, Alex Dumont, number 17 there, is the Loyola-bound LSM. That's a good win by Vasquez to get possession. He looks at, gets his space, bangs it around to Dumont, who finds his running mate, Connor Hughes there, Bentley-bound fella, number 16. And Coach Cameron, and Alex stays in the game. There's a nice cut, gets one loose, but it's snuffed out by one of the defenders there. That's Ridge Crossman. He just plucked that out of the air almost. And if you're watching at home, that is not a penalty. That is not an infraction. You're allowed contact within a few yards of the ball there when the ball is loose like that. If it's not loose, it would be interference, i.e. moving pick. But when you have a loose ball, you can, one man can take ball, one man can take the other player and clear some space out. 8:30 coming up, left in the first, and a ricochet, errant pass. And crowd is pointing out that Dumont was probably offside. I think they might be right there. But Dumont passes across crease. Whatever flag was thrown probably is a hold. That'll be washed out. But Timmy Kiley converts on the Dumont feed. Number 2 puts it in the back of the net in 8:20. Offside not called. And at 8:20, it is 4-3 Cardinals. As I said, they can put points on the board in a hurry, and they just did. And the face-off chess match continues. Back in for the Cardinals this time comes Noah Zeman, senior at Bishop Guertin. His father's an official and a teacher over at Bishop Guertin, I believe. And the always reliable Cole Frank, number 8 for the Astros, who continue to run short sticks. And Cole Frank wins this one, gets it out in front of him. Good trail check from behind, forces the ball low, and on the ground there's a scrum. And we got a push on White, push on the Cardinals. That'll turn it over to Pinkerton. And they thank their lucky stars because, that stays with Pinkerton. And they dodge the bullet right there. Loose ball push, can't push him in the back. You can get him from the sides or the front. And now Charlie Bellavance, number 28, is in on D. He's an all-state running back for the Cardinals. Boston College bound. Under 8 minutes are we here at Bill Ball Stadium. Rich McDonough on the call for Nashua ETV. I gather we will be up and running on our YouTube channel. Go to Nashua, look up Nashua ETV on the YouTube channel, and we'll see the replay of this game after graduations occur on Tuesday. All right, and Connerty slips out of the back of the net after that shot went wide, and he was closest to the ball when it went out of bounds. 7:30 and counting in the second quarter. Bishop Guertin up 4-3. And there's the ever reliable Colin Rourke there, number 3. He is going to play lacrosse at Hofstra. Real good program there, and they're going to be glad to have him on Long Island. Another flag and a delayed call coming. Pinkerton might have gotten off sides in transition there, and we're winding down to the 7-minute mark. Cardinals up 3 and looking to add 1. If it was offside, that'll be a 30-second penalty. If not, we'll get the explanation. All right, BG flexing into its preferred 1-4-1. Pinkerton stays in its 3-3 zone, which yielded good results for them against Exeter on semifinal day. And what do? You attack the seams of a 3-3 zone. You overload. You get the 3-3 to change its shape, and you take advantage of the gaps you create as you sail the ball around. You get defenders looking the opposite direction. Bouvier pass floats. I think he was thinking better of it and tried to check up, and it didn't work. But we'll get the call from the guys in stripes. Yep. And we got a 30-second offsides call. Had BG been able to score a 30-second, it's a technical penalty, technical foul, that would be wiped out by a goal. If it's a minute penalty, like a slash, we saw that earlier, even if you score a goal, it is not wiped out, and you have to face off with a man down. All right, Bouvier starts with the ball outside the perimeter in the right alley, puts it in his right. He is a lefty, Again, he's going to Holy Cross with his lefty rocket. Tim Kiley left all alone. Lorendo can't miss that pass, doesn't. Timmy Kiley catches it loaded, and there was no chance for LeBlanc, who couldn't get to that pipe in time. All right, 6:14. BG takes advantage of its man-up opportunity there and makes it 5-3 after having trailed by 1 at 3-2. And BG's gone a nice little mini run for itself here. Again, though, it's how do you interrupt a run? You look to a guy like Cole Frank to win a couple of face-offs, change the momentum, take the momentum away from the Cardinals. He does exactly that, wins that clamp and sneaks out the left side. Hounded absolutely by Noah Zeman, who's a good athlete, good runner. But Cole Frank does his job at the X. He gets off, and in for him comes number 5. That's Michael Uber, scored a nice goal earlier to take a 2-1 lead for the Astros. Well, back on offense, we're at 5:45 and counting, folks. Bishop Guertin, after trailing at 1-0 and 2-1, knotted it up at 2, and they've gotten themselves on a good little run, and they were down 3-2 as well. But we got a 3-goal run for the Cardinals developing. That's number 34, Ben Quintiliani. We talked about him needing to have a good day. And a big lefty try for Ryan Lynch. Bad angle. Connerty was there. He got pushed, ended up in the crease. And Bishop Guertin is off to the clear, and carrying it in and getting it is Chris Prangley. Puts it on the dirt, and it trickles out of bounds. That's an unforced error. Chris Cameron not happy over there. But it happens. 5:09, it's a turnover. Pinkerton's breathing a big sigh of relief because Bishop Guertin has a lot of momentum right now. And after Connerty makes a good save, they were trying to capitalize on that. Not so. Turnover's part of the game, and Uber carries and draws a flag. We'll see what the flag is. It looked like it was on Alex Dumont there, number 17. The Loyola-bound long stick midfielder. I coached him and his brother and their Tomahawks travel team. And whistle comes after they get it in and pull it out. Yep, it was Dumont, Alex Dumont on a trip. That's a 1-minute penalty, folks. Anything like that, a trip, slash, hit to the head. Unnecessary roughness will result in a 1-minute minimum. Sometimes unnecessary roughness penalties, late hits, or hits to the head can be 2 or 3 minutes, and they can be locked in. Not so on a trip, 4:47, and Pinkerton, trailing by 2, has itself a nice man-up opportunity with a minute. When you score on a releasable penalty, that's all you get. When it's locked in, you can get 3 or 4 goals if you want. But here goes Pinkerton looking at the far alley, putting it on the ground is Uber. Not good. Coach Gaudreau real unhappy about that one. And off to the races comes Canaway, number 35. He tries to bang it over to the left slot, hits the dirt, and LeBlanc is there to pick up the loose change. Nice clearing throw by LeBlanc over to Cameron Leeds, who's a very sure-handed defender. It was right on Scala's stick, and it ricochets off the top of his cross, and that results in an instant turnover for Pinkerton. No possession when it was looking to have possession. Still man up. 14 seconds left on that first penalty, and the pass is too tall, coming down to Leeds, who picks it up in his cross. Taking care of onside duties are his midfielders. He gets it in, but 2-1. The penalty is over. We are back to even strength, 6-on-6 offense at 3:40 and counting. Caleb Young comes in, number 5. It said he's going to Stony Brook. And another unforced penalty. Well, sort of forced. Couldn't handle the pressure. They put it on the dirt, and Coach Cameron calls timeout at a moment when his team is getting a little bit ragged. 3:34 in the first half, folks. Bishop Guertin up 5-3, and we will see you on the other side of the fellas' break. And welcome back, everyone, to Bill Ball Stadium. We are at the 3:34 mark of the second quarter in the boys Division I New Hampshire State Lacrosse Championship game between Pinkerton Astros in red and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, two-time defending champ in their white and green with gold trim. Chris Cameron, the Cardinals coach, called a timeout, and Gibby, the Colonel, number 7, big, strong athlete who's headed to West Point to ply his trade there, just punt returns it up the left side, and taking a big swing at it was Brady Dumont, number 6. And I got rejoined just a second ago by TK, Tom King, who visited everything down on the field. How hot was it down there, Tom? I bet you it's 100 degrees on that turf, and that one just gets away from Bouvier again.
That's what Chris Cameron wanted, because he felt he had enough. He had much more depth than Pinkerton does, and
he's right.
To wear him down. And I believe that will be the case in the second half. One thing I see in the first half, Rich, Guertin's shooting accuracy, while flashing it at times, is not there full time.
Nope, they've sailed a bunch wide and high.
Yes.
And Bouvier's stick is letting him down right now. He's thrown 2 high passes in a row, and that's a pretty good timeout by Coach Gaudreau. Got possession at 2:52.
2:52, that is a good timeout, because, okay, what do you want to do here? You want to make sure you get a good shot. You also don't want to waste this possession, because you need a goal before the half.
And you've seen them turn it over 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yep.
After Cole Frank is winning faceoffs. And the all-important possession, that was one of my keys to the game. They're kind of outmatched on paper.
Yeah.
You got to keep the score low, the game slow, and you've got to hang on to that ball when you get it.
I'll tell you what, though. So far, the Jason Sternstein theory is coming into fruition.
Remind me of that again, Tom.
Close game, and championship games are always closer than what you saw in the regular season.
Okay, and it was 16-6.
Yep. And Chris said that night, after the win over Merrimack, when he was talking about that Pinkerton game, he said it was 16-6, but it wasn't that close.
Well, and I talked to Cole Frank after that first game, just because I love the kid, coached him, admire him. He was not happy with himself, and he has won a bunch of faceoffs here in the first. I think he's only lost 2, and we are at 2:52 and counting in the first half. Connerty goes back in the cage. He's been splitting time with Will Murphy all season long. Will Murphy going to Bryant, wears number 19. Zach Connerty wears number 9. Both goalies going D1. And they're going to see probably a good possession game right here. If Pinkerton can cut it to 1.
That's big. If they can do that by halftime, that's perfect.
It's huge. It's, what Gaudreau wants to see. Gaudreau wants to see, but what he doesn't want to see is what's happened is about 6 or 7 unforced turnovers here. All right, now Uber, the midi, number 5, did a bunch of those the other day. He took long 15-yard shots, and goalie has tons of time to read it.
Plus a bounce, and it wasn't accurate. It was wide. So
luckily, he had his guy behind him.
And didn't have much velocity behind it either.
No, and it's easy to read.
Yep.
Well, you saw him when he gets to the crease. He's a good shooter. That is a good double team.
Yep.
That is an outstanding double team. Good slide over there from number 8, Young.
Yeah, Young forced that turnover. He gets slid and then got the stick in there, and that's it. Now look at this. Kylie down low.
Not going to miss that. I'll tell you what.
No, he's not.
But that all started with Dylan Young, who's bound for Clarkson to play ball. But Kylie, he's only 5'4", right?
Right.
He got under a swing and check there, dipped his head, dipped his stick, and then elevated in a hurry, Tom. And from 2 yards off the crease, he's not missing that.
Kylie's got 3.
So 2:03 in the second quarter, and Guertin is on a 4-0 run after trailing 3-2.
That's a tough break for Pinkerton. The turnover leads to another BG goal.
And Cole Frank wins another one. He's got to assert himself the rest of the way, Tom, because his team is turning it over and they're taking long shots that really don't have a whole lot of heat or accuracy.
Right. No, you get it. Said it. That skip shot.
And Cole Frank turns it. He had a hat trick the other day, Tom, out of face-off wins. And again, I said he was 24 of 29 of face-offs, and a couple were just technical violations. He had himself a day, Tom. And I got to talk to him afterwards. He didn't care who he faced, but you know, they want to see green and gold and get another shot at the title.
Oh, believe me, they would have loved to have seen Merrimack. I think they probably felt that there would have been a more competitive game. I think Merrimack would have given him a good game, but they handled Merrimack during the regular season.
Yeah, and that's a great read by Rourke.
Another turnover, and it was a good read with the interception in midair.
And one of my keys for Guertin was push it, transition.
Well, they want to play fast, especially on a day like this where they can really wear Pinkerton down, and that shot just goes wide.
And the old line, Tom, as you've covered a ton of sports, best defense against a good zone is don't let it set up.
Yeah.
And they were not set up, and Dumont had himself a great look there.
Dumont
we are under a minute now, folks. 6-3 Guertin, and Guertin with the ball.
This possession will tell a lot about the game, I think, Rich.
I agree. 7-3 versus 6-3. If Guertin can get a goal.
In Pinkerton's mind, lesser of two evils, right? Looking for a clear.
There's Gabord, terrific
shot.
Athlete, excellent football player.
And Guertin's going to call time. Another good time by Cameron.
Cameron uses his timeouts well.
29-4 left to play. 29.4 left to play in the first half.
So what do we do, Tom? Under 30? Bishop Guertin holds, few passes, takes a look. Unless there's something, patently obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna change that. You gotta look for the best shot. If it comes when it comes, that's what happens. Right?
Sure. Oh, you don't turn down a great look.
Look for the best shot. It'll come when it comes, and that's when you're gonna shoot it.
But critical for BG is to have somebody behind, closer to the end line.
Have someone on the X, right? See, I'm learning this lacrosse stuff. I'm getting there.
TKpedia is add more pages.
I'm getting there
to the pedia.
Well, the pedia is pooping me out, I'll tell you that.
Well, props to our colleague John Collins for that one.
This is a welcome day in a way because it's the end of the high school tournament season.
This is it?
This is it for the tournaments. This is it. Next weekend is the heptathlon, decathlon. That's a high school event, but it's not really an NHIAA event, I don't believe. It's the oldest decathlon in the country. So,
really?
It is. Yes, it is. Yep.
Wow, cool.
At the high school level. So, and that'll take place next Saturday and Sunday, heptathlon and decathlon at the Fran Tate track at Nashua High School South. It is back to South now after they've done all the repairs to the track and renovating the track. It is back to South after a couple of years of North, plus missing the year because of the pandemic.
All right, winding down to the 22nd mark. Bishop Guertin with possession. Got their aces in the game to finish this first half, and they're up 6-3 and looking to add one more. 4-goal lead versus a 3-goal lead sounds pretty darn good to any coach. And they wind up.
Shots coming.
Gabord,
nope.
and
they get a penalty. They may have a man up.
And this is critical.
With 3.7, now does it carry over into the second half?
Not only does it carry over, but if you hold possession here, there's no face-off to start the third quarter.
That's right.
And that is monstrous, huge mistake by Pinkerton. But credit Gabord for that move, and he drew contact. And it's a 1-minute penalty, and that was Cameron Leeds, number one. So they're just going to hold.
Here we go.
And that's going to take us out of here, Tom. What do you say?
Well, 6-3 in favor of Bishop Guertin here at halftime. They don't get the goal, but they do get a penalty, and there'll be a man up to start the second half.
With the ball.
No face-off, so that is big for the Cardinals. I'm Tom King along with Rich McDonough. Dylan Smith on camera, Pete Johnson, our executive producer. And we will be back with the second half right after this.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. One in 3 adults has prediabetes, and you could be one of them. There are usually no signs for prediabetes, so it's important to understand your risk. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
And welcome back to Eustace Field at William Ball Stadium here at Exeter High School. I'm Tom King along with Rich McDonough, Pete Johnson, our executive producer, DJ Petey Pete, and Dylan Smith on camera. We have a game, 6-3 in favor of Bishop Guertin over Pinkerton in the Division I State Championship Boys Lacrosse game. Our final high school game of the 2022-23 school year. And this is it. So this is a good game. Now, Pinkerton coming over to a corner. Are they going back in? Is that what they're doing? Or are they just come? Oh, they're coming over to talk to somebody, right? Don't
Interesting.
know who. Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Almost like a traditional exit and
re-enter. I don't know.
And now they're exiting again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what this is all about.
Some sort
They're
of delay.
going back inside. Is there a delay? Guertin's all set. They haven't been told of any delay.
They're staying on the field.
So this is very interesting. Brian O'Reilly, the athletic director, is out there on the field. So something's going on here, Rich McDonough. So I can
Somebody
only
hear
imagine.
a thunderclap?
Yeah, I don't. There's no lightning or thunder going on right now.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
A couple of BG guys are leaving. They're on strike,
Yeah.
DJ Petey Pete says. Wow. Well, there's one kid just left for BG, and nobody else did. Interesting. Well, here they come.
Oh, I know what it was. It looks like they had to clear all their stuff out of the locker room.
Oh, because you got
Because you've got the next teams
you got
coming
the D3
in.
fellas coming in.
Yes, so that's what they had to do.
That's difficult, man.
Yep.
I mean, that takes away from your focus.
Yeah, no
going
doubt
back
about
into
it.
the third quarter.
And interestingly enough, I don't see that being the case with BG. They don't have a bunch of bags down there. I was down there. I was over there.
They might have delegated a bunch of managers and parents to go do it.
Well, if they're out there, if they're out of the locker room, they're over, on the other side of the stadium, out of sight. So that's got to be what it was.
Well, as you know, my son's one of the goalies for BG, and he never cleans up his laundry at home, so no way he's going to clean it out of the locker room.
No, exactly.
Well, it's going to be
Does
interesting.
he have his own clubby that does all that for him and picks
no way.
carries everything? No, you don't do that for him? No,
No,
okay,
heck
all right.
no. Neither does Mom.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Well, I'll tell you, this is interesting. As we said, as we exited the first half, Tom, Pinkerton drew a 1-minute penalty there, 3 seconds of which have ticked off. 57 seconds remaining to the penalty on number 1 Leeds. And because they possessed the ball on a man up in lacrosse, on a man up,
You will have it to start the second half after the
No
delay.
face-off.
No face-off.
you pick up where you left off.
But you got to take advantage of it.
You do. And they have a good 1-4-1, and they have some really good-looking extra man offensive sets. And Lorendo is a critical agent in that. Very good feeder and dodger from X. And Bouvier, we got big right hand out of Gabord. That's
Trying
eaten
to
up.
shot.
Look at the Astros
Yeah,
pouncing
look-
on that
oh,
loose
look at
ball.
that.
That is a
Guertin comes up
heck
with
of
it.
a ground ball right there by
Big ground.
Jacob Karen.
Ground ball pickup. Big ground ball pickup.
In between 4 Pinkerton
Yeah.
poles. That's impressive, Tom. All right, and back into their offensive flow they go. Looking up Bouvier with the big left, and here it comes. Wham!
Score, and they take advantage of it.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada back of the net.
And there it is. There's the 5-0 music from DJ Petey Pete. 5-goal run.
We got
It
this.
was 3-2 Pinkerton, and now it's 7-3 Bishop Guertin.
DJ
I
Pete
missed
promised
that.
a little 5-0 on a 5-0 run.
I missed that show, the original. I missed it. Steve.
I liked the reboot at the beginning.
Nah, we missed it. Steve, it's not even real. Steve McGarrett. Nothing
Jack Lord.
nothing like Steve McGarrett.
Book him, Dano.
Yep.
Yep. All right, that makes it at the 11-19 minute mark. 7-3. Bishop Guertin. Cole Frank's got to win him, and here he goes. He gets the clamp and gets the ball loose. and he carries it right down the alley, driving past number 26, Paolo Vasquez, who does a real good job. He's a sophomore, but Cole Frank is the real deal. And we got 11. Pinkerton's on its first possession, and there's still, the penalty has elapsed. It just ticked off.
But think of the talent that you've got at BG, able to overcome a definite face-off deficit and still have a 4-goal lead. That takes a lot of talent. There's another turnover, and that's one of the reasons why they have it. The turnovers, that one was forced.
Here comes Dumont hitting. Looking for his twin brother. Pass was way too low.
Couldn't hit him.
They've done that in the backyard a few times. There's a lot of talk about Notre Dame with the Kavanaugh boys playing some backyard ball. That one couldn't elevate, and it trickles out of bounds, and Leeds carries the ball upfield. Trying to clear it are the Astros. They've got to clear the ball. And we've got a hard ride right there by the Cardinals. And way to hunt the ball. That is good IQ out of Uber. You can't wait. You got to go get it. And there's a lot of green space in front of him. He takes it. Now he's going to put it in his right hand. He's looking for pass. Good collapsing defense by the Cardinals. But there's a big lefty windup eaten up beautifully by Colin Rourke. Again, he's going to Hofstra. And it was a shot, so if it ricochets, and it's still a shot no matter how many people it bounces off of. And he wins the battle to the sideline after taking that shot to his chest. That stings a little, Tom, let me tell you.
I took one off the leg first earlier in the year. It was North Hollis game.
I thought it was a tattoo you got.
No, it hurt.
All right, BG back on the attack here at the 9:39 mark. Got your second line middies in. Owen King, freshman, had a good game the other night. I think he had 2 goals in the semifinal.
He did.
And you love it when your
freshmen. Or at least a goal. I think he had a goal.
Okay. You love it when your freshmen make the most of their opportunities, especially in the playoffs. And Dunsmore, number 11, whose brother was here, now at St. A's, is an All-American midfielder. That was... Anyway, with the ball is Lorendo, number 22, bangs it over to Brady Dumont, who looks, everybody gets a look and gets a head fake, and that keeps your defense honest. And they're traditional 3-3 here by the Astros. They're staying in it, and it's paying dividends. The score's in single digits, and you're giving your team a chance.
Here we go.
But you can dodge, unpopular view, but you can dodge a zone defense. You just have to do it well.
That's a big hit, and
we got a hold on the loose ball. Actually, they're going to, and Cameron calls a timeout. They want to sort that out. I think your younger guys need to understand the lay of the land with the zone defense.
Yeah, what do you want them to do, Rich?
I want them to talk it over and be patient. If you're facing a 3-3 zone, and we've seen this, Tom, Pinkerton's zone is disciplined. And they're well coached, and in settled offense, a 3-3 zone can slow things down.
And Cameron said the other night he knew he was going to face the zone when
they. And you know, I've known him for years, and he said the same thing. And so what you want to do, Tom, is one, you have to be patient. You have to keep the ball spinning, keep it moving, and then attack the seams. And you can dodge the seams too. So once you draw physical contact, it opens up green space.
You have the room, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Make them overcommit and have a run at it.
Correct. It breaks the shape. Once you start, let's just think of a rectangle. Once you break down the shape of a 3-3 zone defense, then you start to look for cracks in it. And you flood some areas. You flood the seams. You can overload. You put 4 over on the 3 side. Do it on the opposite. You can run a triangle.
Right.
And they have very good feeders. So with a pinpoint feed, an accurate, they'll catch it loaded, and they'll be able to get one off. So you can get inside. But Pinkerton is good, and their poles are very disciplined. And one thing they do, Tom, is they communicate very well. Here comes the dodge. Here comes the opposite side. And that's just good Steve Gaudreau coaching right there. But 8:35, still a 4-goal game, Tom.
But does Pinkerton have a run in them? I don't think so.
They need one desperately.
I think once you fall behind this Guertin team, it doesn't change.
They seal it shut.
Yeah.
All right, here we go on offense. Back in the 3-3 are the Astros. They got their sticks inside to the skip lanes. That's textbook defense there. And rising up You want to pressure the ball a little bit and then flex right back into a big cannon by Gabord. No wonder he's going to Army.
Yeah, the two Connors, Bouvier and Gabord, are usually the guys that are ready to
And we called that BC High game a couple of weeks back, and Gabord actually had a bunch of lefty goals.
Yep. Looking to go up top maybe, and here they go to Kylie.
Well, they're overloading the middle here.
Kylie, I believe, has 3 goals in this game.
Now watch, Caleb Young inside's got a number 5's
Whoa,
got a nice lefty.
Sailed way out. Dumont has been anxious. Dumont was anxious on that pass. He was anxious on that shot.
And he can launch it at 100. And as my son, who played goalie briefly, ended up a great midfielder, said, you can't stop what you can't see.
Yeah.
All right, now Dumont's looking lefty to lefty right there. You got 3 lefties up top right now, Tom.
There's the
Gabord handling. He takes a step in. Here comes his cannon.
And then
boom!
Bounced it. That's the one way. Not a lot of air traffic with the traffic in front. So what do? Shoot it low and bounce it, and that's what Bouvier did.
Well, that was Gabord. That was one thing that the
was that Gabord or number 1?
He's big, strong athlete.
I thought it was 1.
Nah, 7.
7, all right.
But he, case in point, you know, Bouvier has that big left. Doesn't like taking those long righties. But Gabord, not so. That was a great step down. He faked one, and then he got a little jab step, went on top side of his defender, and he attacked the seam. Just what I said there.
So Guertin up 5, 8-3.
Big win by Cole Frank right there.
No,
I mean, they're
all wins by Cole Frank, right?
Oh, look at that nice,
and he's
give and go there.
Uber and shot bounces high and over the goal.
Had that been 2 inches lower, that was in the net. 7:26, and it's 8-3 Guertin after the Cole Frank face-off win.
And, you know,
Pinkerton,
now is the time if you're able to stop here.
Here comes the double.
Yep. Now is
and
the
Scala,
time.
who doesn't get a whole lot of PT, you know.
Now is there's a turnover right there. And
There
now is the time for Guertin to try to run fast, I think. Try to just tire this Pinkerton team out in the 3rd quarter.
Now's your chance.
And then you just go, and then they're not going to be able to compete in the 4th.
And it all starts with perfect spacing on the clear there, Tom, and nice patient passing. Very good rhythm. Keep your space, use the green, and get it downfield, and then get your personnel changed out. You get in their second line.
Oh, look at that, down low.
Wow, what a feed.
It's a great pass by Dumont.
What a finish. And I'll tell you what, Jake Karen caught that loaded at the peak.
Yep.
At the top of his throwing motion.
And it was just a bang bang play.
And only 6 minutes ago, it was doable for Pinkerton with a 3-goal deficit. It is now 9-3 at the 6:44
this
mark.
is what they did not want to have happen. They did not want Guertin to go on a run to start the 3rd quarter.
Right.
Of course, giving them the ball doesn't help, and then all of a sudden, you know, you were up 3-2 at one point, and it's a 7-goal run now, and it's a 9-3 Cardinal lead. I mean, you just you hate to have people hit their remotes, but this isn't going to change, Rich. This 9-3 lead is going to stay. This 6-goal lead is going to increase.
Well, I think that timeout that Coach Cameron took a few minutes back, where they were in settled offense with their younger players, I thought that was fantastic. Like, you know, at the 9-minute mark, you don't expect a timeout when you got a 4-goal lead, but he got his ship. You know, the young guys probably talked it through.
Sure.
And look, they made the most of their opportunities, and they've scored 2 goals since.
Sure.
And that second line is back in there, Tom. Or there was. We'll see what happens after
the
timeout.
What they're going to have to do, Pinkerton knows now, exhaustion is going to be part of the issue. Depth is going to be part of the issue. They are going to have to give their players a break. It's not, you know, this isn't the weather we had last week where it was early April and early June. You know, this is now.
Wasn't it 46 or something?
This is now late June weather in mid-June, or still early June. So finally the weather is broke. We have a sunny day. Yesterday was ridiculous with the sunny 1 minute, pouring rain the next. Couldn't tell what was going on. But now we have a beautiful sunny Sunday here at Eustis Field to wrap up.
All right, 50-50
the high school season.
And BG are winning those 50-50 balls.
The rare draw. The rare face-off that BG is going to take off the 50-50, and now they have it. That's the last thing the Astros wanted to see.
And that's really, with a lights-out face-off guy, look at this. Big Lots of time for LeBlanc to read that Dumont bomb.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I would have held that if I were Dumont and tried to set something up a little bit better.
I don't think Coach Cameron's real happy about that. It's like get into settled offense. And there's Rourke again. He is El Destructo out there.
He is something else.
Yeah. You know, terrific hockey. Obviously, I said going to Hofstra for lacrosse.
Yep.
He's a machine, huh? Just like running into a chainsaw. Under 6 minutes are we here at Eustis Field, Bill Ball Stadium.
He's got that long stick and uses it to his advantage.
All right, back into settled offense, and we got the top line midfielders back in there for the Cardinals.
All right, I'm calling Bouvier with the goal.
And kind of Kiley is really functioning as an attackman right now.
Well, Dumont really wants one.
And he's begging.
There's Bouvier. Nope.
Bouvier's been begging for it over there.
Yeah, he was thinking he was wide open, but the pass was to his right side. He couldn't get settled and dropped the ball.
Made him stretch out too much. Here comes Gabord with that beautiful step down. Here we go. And again, LeBlanc's reading the high to high. Change planes. I know you don't have to. It's a trite expression.
Let's see, Bouvier on this side, he wants the ball so he can one-time the pass, right? That's what he wants to do because no one's there and they can't slide over in time.
Right, and he catches it loaded and he can crank it at 95.
Fire it. Yeah, and Guertin just did not do it.
Look at that pass back against the grain.
And
Dylan Young is all over it. And there's Alex Dumont carrying. Again, he's Loyola bound. Gets the play for Charlie Toomey.
Oh, look at behind the back pass.
What a B2B pass.
Behind the back
of the net.
pass.
And a late hit. Draws a flag, Tom.
And they'll get the ball.
And they'll get the ball. Because that's a dead ball foul.
Yep.
It goes to the team that took the foul.
So 22-44, they double up.
Only question was a cross-check or unsportsmanlike, late hit high, who knows?
I'd say cross-check.
We'll get the call from the official in just a second. They're relaying the info. It's an illegal body check. So that'll be 1 minute, and yep, BG starts with the ball, and 10-3 is the score at the 4:38-minute mark. And it is slipping away from the Astros.
Yes, it is.
And now they're staring down a very, very good.
We'll be playing 5-0 music. We'll be playing taps.
10-0. Taps. BG is a very efficient man-up offense, especially when they have a 1 minute penalty in hand. Look at that fake by Lorendo. Everybody looking the other way. Too easy, Tom.
Yep, definitely too easy.
11-3 at the 4:25-minute mark, and we hear it's turning into a wipeout. Boy, what a head fake, huh? Head and stick fake. Got the defenders all to bite.
And that was Lorendo with the goal?
Yeah, number 22, Aiden Lorendo. As we said, he's bound for Merrimack, another D1 kid.
He's assisted on the last goal and scored on this one.
Yeah, he's a terrific player.
So now it is all about the scoring.
And Vasquez wins a nice face right there, looking to pound it over, and down we go.
Once you start losing face-offs.
Oh, Karen can't handle it, or else we were looking at.
Can pick it up if he can get it.
That's a good fight there by Pinkerton's Crossman.
Whoa, up in the air, and let's see.
Looks like one of my U9 scrums, and Dumont comes up with it.
No, you know what it looks like? It looked like a junior bitty basketball.
Well, they all played that too.
You get the ball, you get tackled.
Those Dumont brothers are very tough. They were tough when they were at PMA.
Well, Dumont grabs it.
All
PMA,
right.
That's a nice field.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful facility.
Cash cow.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And I think Steve Gaudreau ran the sports operations over there.
Ken Belbin does now.
Okay. So we rented a lot of field time
Ken
from them.
Belbin's been doing it since since like 2014 or 15.
Okay. All right, second line is in for BG, Tom.
The former Daniel Webster Sports Information Director, Assistant Athletic Director.
And this is why you are TKpedia. Dumont, oof, that thing was 95, and LeBlanc tried to get a foot on it.
Dumont's trying.
He is.
He's trying.
He can feel it. And in on the penalty is over.
Second line in and an easy goal.
Just like hockey, Tom, that is the most dangerous time. Because you're all even, quote unquote, but you're not really even because you're not in settled defense.
Right.
And they take advantage of it, even though it's an even strength goal technically. they were still man down in spirit, for lack of a better term. 3:04, Tom. It is now 12-3, and Gaudreau calls a timeout, much needed.
It is
timeout.
12-3. It has been 6-0 in the quarter, and basically you can pretty much guarantee that this is going to be this is almost like death and taxes. It's a guarantee right now. 12-3, they're not going to blow a 12-3 lead.
Well, they're
They've
taking a
blown
break.
leads earlier this year against the Staples. They did that.
Yes, they were down. They were up 6-0.
Yeah, they've blown a couple of leads, but this is with 3:04 left in the third quarter of a championship game, so that's 15 minutes till glory, and they're not going to blow this. 9.
Well, they're taking a break, and so are we. We'll see you on the other side, folks. Thanks for joining us. All right, everybody, welcome back to Eustis Field here at William Ball Stadium at Exeter High School in Exeter, New Hampshire. We're witnessing the boys Division I lacrosse finals here between Pinkerton in red and Bishop Guertin in white. Old rivals are they, but Guertin, after trailing early, is now up 12-3.
And look at that,
possession.
another face-off won by the Cardinals, which is very rare. This is, I think, the third time they've taken a face-off.
Well,
in a row, third in a row.
No, and that time it was Noah Zeman getting the job done.
Yep.
Huge. And he's facing one of the best in New England in Cole Frank. And, you know, they're kind of a split time there. They're platooning against the ever in shape Cole Frank. He is an athletic dynamo. Here comes Bouvier with the big windup. No doubt about where that was going. 2:26 in the third quarter. Boy, Tom, that didn't take long, and it is now 13-3 after being, in a blink of an eye, a 3-goal game just a few moments ago, really.
Well, Pinkerton was able to get possession. They were able to control the clock. They were able to control the ball. They scored on a couple of key possessions and put Guertin in holes of 2-1, 3-2. That was 10 years ago. This is a different game now, and it is a 13-3 game.
And Bouvier has been hunting that one for a while.
Yeah, he's been waiting for a while. He scored early on in the game and then has been kind of kept off the scoring load. Kiley has a hat trick in this game. The mercy rule is 12, I believe.
12-goal lead goes to running time, and it has to be in the second half.
Right, it has to, but if it dips below the 12, it goes back to regular time.
They repealed that rule.
Oh, they did?
They
did.
They,
so it stays that way.
And the thought process there is it's not an opportunity to allow them to get back in the game.
Yeah, okay.
But it is an opportunity for them not to get crushed by 15, 20 goals. And that, nobody learns anything at that point. All right, so big battle ensues close to the camera here. Who's going to come up with that one? It's number 13. That's Finn Moran.
Yeah, he loses balance and the ball goes over to Pinkerton.
But, they didn't give up on it. They trail checked him, and, he lost his balance. Thought they might call it push, but no dice.
The turnovers in the second half have hurt Pinkerton. And I'll tell you what, Rich McDonough, when's the last time Pinkerton had a shot on goal?
It's been a while, settled offense. And Will Murphy, speaking of goal, is in the goal. The Bryant-bound junior.
And another timeout? Or no?
Just a stoppage of play and a restart.
Stoppage and a restart, okay.
And Murphy, Bryant-bound Murphy is handling it. He's a good passer, really good passer. All these Bishop Guertin goalies can pass.
So Pinkerton turns it over again.
Yeah, they heard you, Tom.
Yeah, no.
That's good defense there by Rich Crossman, number 11.
Slaps at it, gets it knocked out of bounds. It goes over to Pinkerton.
I mean, lumberjack chopping it loose, and he comes off the field.
That's, that's the disparity between the boys and the girls. You can't do that in a girls' game. Can't do it. Try to knock it out.
Look at that, another
get away with it once in a while.
Turnover.
But if you do it a certain way, they call it.
Boy, Rourke is a man and a half back there with that. I mean, that's why he's going D1 as well. Way to come to the ball. Folks, don't wait for it. Go get it. Play the miss and go get it. And in transition, Guertin gets it inside the box, gets their touch. And we are under 40, Tom, and counting. Here's Emerson Warren, number 23.
Shot.
Good pass by Warren. I've coached him. He's a good kid, headed to UVM.
And looking for the layup and just hit it off the backboard wide.
All right, they're going to hold here, 22nd mark. the ever reliable Gibby, the Colonel, headed to West Point. Gabord, terrific athlete. He's going to win his man-on-man battle and gets it high. No angle there, Tom.
Nice
Good
save.
Yeah.
Wanted
LeBlanc
to go
gets his
top
bucket
shelf,
up.
wanted to go wide side, couldn't get it there. And that'll do it. 3 quarters in the books. It is Bishop Guertin 13, Pinkerton Academy 3. 12 minutes to go in the high school season, and they could go fast or it could take a little while. We'll see. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Bill Ball Stadium. A little warm down there in Eustis Field. I'll be going down there with about 2 minutes left. And we'll see if that 2 minutes is going to be actually in about 10 minutes or not, because 12 goals is running time, and Guertin has a 13-3 lead over Pinkerton Academy in the Division I state final.
And that was our first violation on a faceoff today, Tom. Very unusual, and it was Cole Frank.
And Guertin doesn't want to turn that ball over.
Now, that wasn't a great play by Lorendo there. He turned back into the approach.
Ground ball pickup, and it's going to be made by Guertin.
And Lorendo more than makes up for it by getting an ugly ground ball down low. You got to make him in traffic sometimes too, Tom. All right, back into settled offense. And staying on the field is the long stick midfielder, number 17, Dumont, over there next to his brother. He comes running off the field, and in comes Caleb Young, number 5. Real good player. Again, he's headed to play for the Seawolves over at Stony Brook. They were our arch rivals when I played at Fairfield.
Down on Long Island?
Yeah, we lost an 11-10 decision over there.
Shot, no.
Nice eat there, absolutely, by Jackson Chase.
It'll still be Guertin's ball.
Yeah, Lorendo was closest to
See,
the ball.
Bouvier is my guy. I figured he was I figured he was automatic.
Well, like, one more time, they've got
this
three.
This is Kylie.
Yep, they've got 3 lefties on board right now, Tom. That's highly unusual. All right, and there's Dumont feeding it over to Gabord. Nice, he's got a real good jab step and a hitch. Nothing doing right there. Caleb Young's got a good split dodge, good defense there. But he rolls and finds Bouvier.
Oh, Bouvier.
He heard you.
Telling you, he's jinxing me.
He missed by a foot, though.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get the roll and square up enough to finish that shot, but really good look.
But another possession. Guertin keeps it. It's got to be tiring for Pinkerton as they're playing offense.
It's exhausting.
Playing defense most of this half.
Yep. And Leeds has had a good day, number 1 out there on defense, but it's just too much Cardinal and too much possession. And Kylie, throws him in at midi. Not a bounty of true midfield. An attack. For Coach Cameron.
Kylie off balance puts it far over the net, and that'll go back the other way. Right?
Yeah, little fading away.
He had a good shot. I think what he should have done there is go low.
But he lost his balance, as you pointed out, and it just pulled the ball high.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Still, keep possession there is Caleb Young. He rolls right. He's not going right. He's a big lefty for a reason. And we have a different goalie in there right now. It's Curtis Michaud, who's a senior. Great that he's in the cage. LeBlanc, not his fault today.
He had a few saves early on. It kept Pinkerton in it.
One of the main reasons they're here today.
Got them a chance to get the lead early on in the game. They led 2-1 and 3-2. Oh,
and the ball finally squirts loose.
A bounce right in front. Oh, and a great defensive recovery.
That's Matt Fioli, who had 4 goals the other day. I don't think he has any today. Number 2. I don't know what he was waiting for. He took off very slowly there. Maybe he's feeling the heat, the exhaustion.
Again, this is the thing.
And Dumont fakes, passes to his brother for the cannon. Boom! Wow. 9:15. That's a 100-mile-an-hour shot, Tom.
Brady Dumont gets that goal, right? That was number 6. He finally got one?
Oh, yeah, he got it. He got it. But that is a cannon shot right there. I stepped in the cage against him when I was coaching, and that is hot to handle. I played D1, and I was just looking at that going,
there's
it's
no
scary.
body armor when you're a goalie in lacrosse. No
just
body
a
armor.
chest protector.
Yep, no body armor. 14-3 now. 1 goal away from running time.
9:15, and it's 14-3. It was 6-3 at a certain point. That seems like a distant memory now. All right, picking the ball up there is Ryan Kelly, who's a senior, number 18. He does a good job at LSM when he gets his chances. He comes right off the field, and the second line for the Cardinals goes back in. And we are under 9, Tom. Owen King, again, he's a freshman, number 40. Passes back to junior Micah Dunsmore, number 11. And Dunsmore just carries wide and deep, and it's clock management time. He's a good
12,
runner.
No. 12 goal time.
Oh, Carter Jazokis, number 10. He's another lefty. Tackman, he comes in, gets a shot off. And the new goalie there, Curtis Michaud, over it.
We don't want clock management, Rich McDonough. We want one more goal. Look at that turnover.
That's
Dumont.
Al. Uncle Al, the pal. He's a
And
really good player.
He gets the call.
He's not going to Loyola for nothing. And here comes Jeremy Warren, number 41, another kid I coached, a junior. Again, I mentioned his brother, who's headed to UVM, not as a lacrosse player, but as an excellent student. All right, passes over to number 16. It's Connor Hughes, who carries, dishes to the right slot to Dunsmore, who cannot handle
pass.
it. And we're not going to get to running time just yet.
Nope.
8:04. And Pinkerton needs a lot of prayers right now. And good double team on the ride by Jazokis there.
Will they?
And they pick it up.
I'll tell you what, Guertin is dominating on another stat, the stat that years ago Brian O'Reilly told me was the most important in lacrosse. Ground balls.
And there's another Dumont.
And there's your running time.
There's your running time.
The Dumonts give us that quick clock.
Well, and that long pole, it's a pole goal, they call it. And that thing was easily 95 to 100. They're both terrific athletes.
15-3. Just a deluge.
Should be running time. I guess they go running time once we get this
Once we get the face-off. Possession. No, possession. 10-10 to the wall.
And we got another Bishop Guertin goalie change. There's Liam O'Keefe going in.
But ground balls are the key. Ground balls are the most important in lacrosse. You pick up ground balls, that gives you possession.
Liam O'Keefe is in the goal for Bishop Guertin. He's a sophomore, but he's not staying, Tom. He's headed to Loomis in Connecticut to play prep school ball. He reclassed. He's a junior reclassed, which was a good move for him academically and athletically. But he is headed to Loomis Chaffee to ply his trade there, and they're getting a very good goalie. Now Bishop Guertin now presumably running time, but the time is running nonetheless. And they're just eating clock at this point. Riley Gwynn, a sophomore, comes in, number 43. And Jeremy Warren, number 41, is in, joined out there by number 31, Michael Ponto, who's an attackman. And the pass is real low from Jazokis, and it sails over and back.
Yep.
And yep, we are formally in running time. No clock stoppages. And it's 6:30 coming up and counting. And BG goes back on defense with the clock as it's and the big lead as firm allies. Pinkerton not in a hurry to do a whole lot either. They look pretty worn out. Good short stick D there by Connor Hughes, number 16.
They look like I will at the end of the day after I have the Division III game.
And Charlie Bellavance, the Chuck Wagon, all-state running back, is in the game. Number 28
Boy,
at the pole.
did they miss him this year?
They did. That
my
hamstring
goodness.
was just too shredded.
They just missed him big time. He got back in time for the playoffs and was a factor in that playoff game against Pinkerton. But
and Ethan Labby did a real good job in relief.
Yep.
And
Score.
there is a goal, the first one in a long time, the second quarter, and that's number 5. That's Michael Uber. And he gets the second time today. He's gotten to the crease and buried one. And that makes it 15-4.
15-4. The last time Pinkerton scored was number 34 with 10:42 left to play in the first half.
Yeah, Quintiliani had that goal. Yeah, and that's when it was still a dogfight.
Yep. So they went 10:42 scoreless. They went 22-42 scoreless.
That's a push on Bishop Guertin. That'll be Pinkerton ball. Back on offense they go. 5 minutes and counting on the restart here. And backpedaling into defense is the face-off man, Paulo Vasquez. Cole Frank goes to goal and puts it in the lower left, beating O'Keefe. And again, Lacrosse, Tom, you blink your eye and you can get a goal, but too little, too late.
Well, you're also playing
Almost
against
certainly.
the B team right now, so.
All right, still, you got to play it out. 4:30 and counting. Back to the X, Cole Frank.
Pinkerton went scoreless for 29:01.
That is bartending math. Well done. All right, Frank turns it, clamps it, gets pushed. Second time in a row, and Pinkerton will have the ball. I tell you,
And Rich McDonough with running time. I am going to head down on the field because with my legs, it's going to take me 4 minutes to walk over to
I
get.
promise not to take your
photos.
rosters tonight.
All right, that's a good job because I put them under the bag so you wouldn't do that.
All right, I stuck around for you, buddy. All right, good feed and another goal. 3 goals inside of a minute and a half for the Astros. That makes it 15-5, 3:50 and counting. And back to the X we go.
Who was that?
I couldn't get a read on it. Yeah, that was Scala, number 9. And it happens quickly when it happens. And look, the first liners for BG's defense are coming back in.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me. But, you know, Cameron wants to keep it clean down the stretch. All right, Tom, we will see you on the backside, buddy. All right, Rich McDonough sticking with you the rest of the way here as we're coming up on the 3:15 mark. And Pinkerton has cut it to 15-6 after it was 15-3. And taking advantage of some second line D have been the Astros, and Cole Frank has won a few in a row. And getting to the cage is number 26. That's Cody Santa Massimo. And he gets trail check, sails it high. Nice trail check here by the Cardinals. And they're closest to the end line at the moment it went out of bounds. And the Cardinals go back on the clear. And carrying is number 33, Noah Guerrera. He gets it upfield in the right alley and finds Colin Rourke, Hofstra-bound defenseman, excellent player. And he gets it down the right alley into the hands of Owen King, who gets below goal line extended, or GLE, and carries it to the X and through, just chewing up clock as he does. And even on a simple clear, they have chewed up 45 seconds. Shot inside by BG at the 2:15 minute mark, running time again, because they were up 12 in the second half, and it stays running time. And the last goalie change of the day, there goes my son, Michael McDonough, number 14. As I said to Tom King, we're going to cook them a good steak if they get a good win tonight. And that's part of the what they BG affectionately calls its goalies, the Irish Mafia. You got Connerty, Murphy, O'Keefe, and McDonough. All right, and running out the clock, we're under 2 minutes now. Jeremy Warren, number 41, carrying the ball, goes down the right alley, getting some pressure, and gives it up. They just get it below GLE. The clock keeps running. And good feed inside, a little too low, and Kyle Mock couldn't handle that one. And back on offense in the clear go the Pinkerton Astros, trailing by 9 with 1:20. Carrying the ball with some good speed there was number 2, that's Matt Fioli. Again, he had 4 goals and 2 assists in the semifinal. Big day for him. Pretty quiet today. BG's swarming defense took care of that. McDonough catches the loose change there after a hard body check to number 4, Ryan Lynch, and we got a penalty on the field. Still running time, though. Coach doesn't elect to use a timeout because it's pretty much written down in stone, and BG's man-down defense goes back in. It's a specialized defense, and you send your first line man down in, no matter what the deal is, because it's a very specialized unit that works together and stays together. And then it collapse. Mike McDonough makes a good save. Down low, 5-hole, good outlet pass, finds Dumont, his old Purple Tomahawks 24 teammate, and Dumont runs it down the right alley and gets it to Owen King with almost no pressure on him, and we are at the 15-second mark and counting in the game, and preparing to put it in ink. Bishop Guertin up 9 and about to become 3-time defending champions. 2-1, and the whistle sounds, the horn sounds, and we got another championship in the halls of Bishop Guertin down on Lund Road, and the Cardinals, 3-time repeat champions, and they mob McDonough and dogpile him. I've been on that dog pile underneath it. It's no fun, but you're happy nevertheless. Wow, great first quarter, entertaining second quarter where Pinkerton had its chances and was in the game, had some unforced errors, and not as deep a squad as the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, and they kind of ran out of gas down the stretch. And they're celebrating as a team out there in the, below the 30-yard line. Hugs all around. Coach Cameron real happy. And the JV guys come over to salute their fellas and their playoff roster team. And that's just a great feeling. Anybody who's been in those championship games of any kind, whether it's divisional, whether it's league, whether it's state, it is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. Pinkerton, great season, absolutely. They came in today 15-5, finish up at 15-6. Probably one of the most epic games in New Hampshire in recent history to beat Exeter on its home field in the semis. They won at 13-12, and I got to call that game for New Hampshire high school sports, and it was one of the best games I've ever seen, and I've been around this sport since '79, and I've seen a lot of lacrosse, played a lot of lacrosse, coached a lot of lacrosse, and that was really one for the ages. So the great tradition in lacrosse and hockey, you've seen it, is the lineups. Everybody giving some props to the other team. It's a game filled with camaraderie and respect, even though you're bitter rivals. A lot of these kids grew up, played hockey together, lacrosse together. I've coached a number of them in the Tomahawks, and you know, I know a bunch of the coaches, and everybody respects each other immensely. And you see the JV kids for BG are in suits and ties, or maybe not so many ties, but they are happy to be out there, and well-deserved handshakes both ways. And then once you wrap up those handshake lines, BG's got about 75 kids in the program, so it's a long rope line there. But they're all feeling pretty darn good. And Pinkerton cannot hang its heads. They had a terrific season, and you see a bunch of the teammates hugging. They know each other. That's Brady Dumont and Cole Frank. They're 24 Tomahawks guys, and good friends and teammates. Same thing with Caleb Young there. And they all know Cole Frank really well. And they'll probably see each other in college at some point. You got Loyola, Lehigh down in the mid-Atlantic, and where I'm an old Maryland boy, and those rivalries run real well, real deep. And again, we got the championship and runner-up presentations. Team gets a trophy, a big plaque, and the players all get medallions in their school colors. And it's a nice thing to have. As I said, my son Mike is a goalie at Bishop Guertin. We've got a couple of them on our mantle, and you know, feels really great. Anyway, folks, this has been a joy. I've gotten to call high school hockey, basketball, and lacrosse, which is my main sport, and I'm grateful to our cast here. Thank you to Pete Johnson, our executive producer, Tim O'Neill, who's been a great cameraman and a buddy, Dylan Smith up top on the roof, and my wingman, Tom King, today, and for many of our games, and John Collins. Learned a lot from you guys. It's been a blast of a rookie season. Anyway, I'm Rich McDonough for Nashua ETV. For everybody here at our network, we will see you down the road. Take care, everybody.
Number 8, Cole Frank. Number 9, Adam Scala. Number 10, Dylan Stingle. Number 11, Ridge Crossman. Number 12, Tyler LeBlanc. Number 13, Cole Summers. Number 14, Joey Gallo. Number 15, Ronan Connors. Number 16, Matthew Morrison. Number 17, Jacob No. Number 18, Zach Baker. Number 19, Alec Henry. Number 20, James Erickson. Number 21, Braden Berry. Number 22, James Caruso. Number 23, Alex Testeranos. Number 24, Curtis Michaud. Number 25, Brendan Carney. Number 26, Cody Santopessimo. Number 27, Seamus McGaffigan. Number 28, Alex Garone. Number 32, Caleb Hopton. Number 33, Jackson Chase. And rounding out the team, number 34, Ben Cristiano. And the assistant coaches, weighing knowledge, Brian Murphy, Chris Godrow, Eric Dugas, and Cole Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pinkerton Astros. Congratulations on a great season, gentlemen. And now, with head coach Chris Cameron and the captains of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals come forward and accept the Division I Championship plaque and medal. And we will also acknowledge all the members of the team, starting off with number 1, Connor Bouvier. Number 2, Tim Kiley. Number 3, Colin Rourke. Number 4, Michael Matsuwski. Number 5, Caleb Young. Number 6, Brady Dumont. Number 7, Connor Gabor. Number 8, Dylan Young. Number 9, Zach Connerty. Number 10, Carter Jazokos. Number 11, Micah Dunsmore. Number 13, Finn Moran. Number 14, Michael McDonough. Number 15, Kevin Broderick. Number 16, Connor Hughes. Number 17, Alex Dumont. Number 18, Ryan Kelly. Number 19, Will Murphy. Number 20, Sam Patino. Number 21, Marlo Camelan. Number 22, Aiden Lorendo. Number 23, Harrison Warren. Number 24, Kyle Mott. 26, Paulo Vasquez. Number 28, Charlie Bellavance. Number 29, Noah Zeman. Number 30, Chris Franklin. Number 31, Michael Fonto. Number 33, Noah Guerrero. Number 35, Robert Canaway. Number 40, Owen King. Number 41, Jeremy Warren. Number 43, Riley Gwynn. Number 44, Jacob Karen. Rounding out the team, number 45, Liam O'Keefe. Also, we want to acknowledge the assistant coaches, Luke Solms, Cody Marquis, Brian Cameron, and Kyle Fisher. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2023 NHIAA Division I Boys Lacrosse Champion, Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Smile for the photo. Again, our final score, the Bishop Guertin Cardinals 15, the Pinkerton Astros 6. The NHIAA thanking you for supporting your local teams today. Please get home safely. Game 2 coming up shortly. That'll be the Division III title game. Pinkerton taking on Campbell. Schedule start at 5, tonight at 7:30. Portsmouth will be taking on Derry. That's the Division II contest title.